Welcome, everybody, to the next installment of Game 2. Looks like we are having nobody drop in. Looks like we are nice and happy and good and golden. And we're going to be spawning directly on top of KrasS, the blue Terran, in the top right. KrasS' opponent is none other than TSL.Hyun, who's up 1-0 in his best of 5 finals. This is going to be so awesome. Right now, KrasS is the favorite of the people, so we're going to see what's going to happen with TSL.Hyun, who is up in the games. Guys, this is the Zotac Cup finals. Give it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy finals too, because KrasS just completely just baller style took out Revival, and now Hyun with a little payback. 30 Baneling's gonna be overrunning that whole army.
Yes, and now everyone should vote in standardfever.tv/vote. Let us know who you think will win. It'll be good and nice and fun, and we'll see what your thoughts think will happen. And yes, I said thoughts think, but we're not going to focus on that part. We're going to focus on the fact that we have a super speedy Overlord making its way across the map. It looks rather ugly, though. Have you ever zoomed in on an Overlord? They're not.
Yep.
They're not nearly as pretty as Banelings. Yeah, but nothing is as pretty as
They have
Banelings.
large butts, so
They do, and they pulsate beautifully. And as awkward as that sounds for you all, look at the Banelings with the color mod. I have it still, even though you see everything else being normal. For ZVZs, you always want to be able to tell whose Banelings belong to whom. But KrasS is just going to go ahead and looks like he's going to go for a perfectly standard and normal, just reactor to Hellion expansion.
yep.
Alright, so
I'm
Hyun.
just I'm just I'll be right back actually.
Oh, okay,
I do apologize.
no worries. So it looks like I'm solo casting for now. Tesla seems to still be AFK. And now with Hand AFK, you guys have none other than just I was gonna say pretty Xander, but then I realized that I'm not pretty and you can't see me, so I'm just gonna be like, you have the sultry sounding Xander, as I speak about myself in the third person, for I am a tool. And with that, hatch first for Hyun. Looks like we're gonna have standard starts from both of the players. The pool is down. No gases yet for Hyun, so he's not gonna have speed for at the very least another 3 minutes plus some. But with the two Marines down, we should be seeing the reactor going down once we have an additional 6 gas mined. And with that reactor going down immediately, we should be able to factory be able to switch off immediately to get out those next couple Hellions. But we'll see probably a command center being thrown down fairly soon before or after the Hellions. Remains to be seen. Both are equally likely because a lot of players have been having fun getting down that faster command center, as it allows for pretty much the same map presence, but you still get to be able to run around and have a better economy than you would if you gone for the command center after the Hellions. And it looks like we're seeing KrasS going for the command center first variation. And you'll see Hellions are not quite as early, but what this means is that Hyun can actually be greedy and maybe even get down into their hatch, and he will do exactly that. He could have theoretically gone for it over here like he did on Shakuris, but on Cloud Kingdom that's a little bit more risky than I'm sure Hyun would be comfortable with, especially when you have a true money series where you do get to win prize money when you win the series. But when you get nothing if you lose, you really want to kind of err on the side of caution. Because this is what he does for a living. You play StarCraft, you win, you go in tournaments, and that's what you do. So right now, Hyun is just going to go ahead and run around and just get a nice scout, because you can see the speedy Overlord is going to be able to get into the main base of KrasS. And I'll be able to watch the starport go down, but with only one refinery going down, it's probably not going to be for Banshees. It could theoretically be, but I would be kind of expecting more standard play, maybe a medevac or something. Because normally you see the Banshees being going for if you have a double refinery. Yeah, and KrasS is just going to go for the medevac and get his double refinery going down now, but this Overlord is ready to go ahead and see it. But it looks like that Overlord gets picked off. Nice job floating the barracks over here from KrasS to make sure that he can get that vision. So nice job there. Alright, so now running around with the second gas, we'll be able to see some nice tech coming up. Hyun right now is just mining from a ton of extractors, but you know there's no lair started yet. He just now has enough for a lair, but he may just go ahead and try and utilize the money for something more like a Roach or something, because he is seeing a fair amount of Hellions out in the field. He doesn't know if they're quite being committed to. KrasS is actually making a fair amount. He's working on his 7th and 8th Hellions, and normally 6 is like the max that you stop for if you're going to be going for basically normal play with normal play for other things, but instead we're going to have a Hellion drop. No tank play has come out quite yet. We're just going to be having these 4 Hellions going straight into the main base. Hyun does see it. He's setting his queen over there. He hasn't run around with his drones yet. He's going to end up getting a couple roasted, but there he's going to run away. He's trying to be greedy and mine as much as he can, but he may take a fair amount of losses. Look at all the bunching up of those drones. We're going to see a fair amount are going to go down, but there's 4 queens out. They're doing a great job of trying to zone out the Hellions, but they just don't do as much damage as they really could. But now with this 1 Hellion down, it's still going to be able to, never mind, I'm not going to do much of anything because it's not dead. But still, in the end, we do have a good solid force of drones being killed, 7 drones. I don't think that's quite worth it for 7. I mean, I don't think 7 drones is quite worth it for 4 Hellions, but the medevac did get it out alive. With the medevac alive, you can kind of make the argument that the Hellions are more expendable than drones are. Plus, it takes away all the mining that was going to happen later on. But KrasS has now lost a significant portion of his map control. Looks like we have the medevac trying to return, at the very least, fake another drop, try and draw some units back in the main base for the fact that he's sending in more Hellions into the national expansion. And he's going to go ahead and roast a few more units, but the drones are now really getting thrown off target. And there's a lot of mine time loss, but there's the death of that medevac, just doing a great job of focusing that down. But now we have 2 Hellions. They're kind of getting focused down, but we could see them getting a few more shots on this drone line. There's going to be a nice vulnerability, but without the 3rd Hellion, we just saw that could have been so much worse. That could have been so much worse, and we see the worker kill count is now just increased by 2. Alright, now it's officially not worth it for KrasS to be trading all of that. We do have Banes coming in now. 3rd base is now going down for Hyun as well. That probably should have been seen by KrasS with the shenanigans. Yes, KrasS knows. And KrasS's 3rd is coming out as well. It's not quite as fast as Hyun's 3rd, but still, that's fine. KrasS may be able to end up staying even on bases, and this is the map that we saw KrasS destroy TSL Revival on, or not really destroy, but play incredibly well against TSL Revival on, and managed to win an epic game. And right now, I was watching the Overseer being able to escape alive barely, but the Overseer does manage to see the command center. He does manage to probably see the double eBay, I would think. Yeah, double eBay was seen, so pretty much a full idea. He sees the 1 tech lab, the 1 factory and everything over there, and so I'll be perfectly fine. KrasS is going to go ahead, work on getting out his next gas and get mining from this 3rd base. And with that mining, pretty much immediately, the incomes are always going to be in favor of, well, actually, well, never mind, not with that count of drones out. But I mean, the income's still going to be very solid for KrasS, even though Hyun's been able to get a very quick 3 base. But I think Hyun actually thinks that he took more damage than he did from the Hellions, because he's got a lot of drones out right now. 81 is a huge amount. But now we're watching pushing forward. We're going to see some of the surrounds. The Banes do get targeted down and focused down. We're going to see some explosions falling, but apparently supplies don't really fall that much from either player. Hyun is now working on getting out these mutas. Looks like Hyun is not going for Infestor, but going for mutas on this map, which could be good, but this is going to be a possibly dead queen. But no, full surround by the Lynx immediately. That was a perfect engagement by Hyun, and we're going to see the death of the medevacs. That's unfortunate for KrasS, but that's fine. KrasS can just rebuild some more units. He's got another army back here. This time it includes tanks as well as the Marines and the medevacs. This is quite a scary force. We have more Marines going to be coming in. They're streaming forward. They are massing out of here, but with the 2nd factory coming out, we should be able to see a ton of tanks coming onto the field soon. And Hyun right now with these 8 mutas going to be able to push in and possibly pick off this tank. Looks like they should be able to. No. Looks like Hyun does not want to commit to that, engage and take stupid losses, so he will be moving back. But KrasS is going to be repairing the tank, which is a great move. But take a look at the double expand. Hyun knows that he's going to go for probably a not very good direct engagement army with the mutas, so why not expand in places? So if one gets picked off, that's perfectly fine. So I definitely like the fact that Hyun is playing intelligently with this expansion pattern. Looks like now he's going to be able to pick off this tank at the very least. There it's going to fall, and we see a couple of those Marines are going to get picked off. Hyun is bunching up these mutas quite nicely. He's going to push in. So far, he's now just lost his first muta, which is actually not horrible. So another move in. He's going to get a couple SCVs, take a few pot shots here and there, but he's got to be really, really careful to get zoned into turrets, and we're going to see him just snake directly through. Well, almost unscathed. He did lose a few mutas there, but still, nice job. Very nice job from Hyun, picking off what he can. And look at the force of banelings that are coming in. So many banelings, crazy amount of banelings. And just look at all of their roly-poly, pulsating bread, gooey goodness. Say that 10 times fast. I dare you.
This is just not looking good because here they come.
They're pushing forward. They're going to move forward, but the tanks are getting some amazing shots off. But there's, oh my god, there's so many left. GG getting called by KrasS, and that is game 2 in favor of the one known as TSL.Hyun. So this is looking to be quite the finals. That was a ridiculous game being done by Hyun. I mean, talk about the baneling count being massive. I wish I'd looked at the unit counter to look at that, but there must have been at least 50 banes there, because there was a good 20-30 left by the time of that GG. So crazy good job there.
Yeah, that was crazy because yeah, I mean, Hyun just kind of rolling over with old school baneling.
Yeah.
So just lots and lots of baneling.
Do you know Hyun's status in the GSL?
Oh, the finals was just this weekend.
Yeah,
so.
no, but is he in Code A or anything?
I don't know.
Okay.